Today, the Senate begins Supreme Court confirmation hearings for Ketanji Brown Jackson. If confirmed, she'd be the first black woman on the Supreme Court. SDSU lecturer Stephen Goggin joins us this morning with the very latest. Good morning to you, Stephen.
Good morning.
Well, we're so glad to have you here because we need to break this down. This is going to be a long process. So what can we expect to see at least today?
So today are opening statements by the Judge Jackson herself, as well as several introducing her, as well as all the members of the Senate Judiciary Committee will be giving their opening statements. That'll be followed by questions on Tuesday and Wednesday this week, and on Thursday they'll have some outside witnesses. And so while this is the first kind of visible portion of this process, right, she's already met with almost a majority of the Senate individually, as well as every member of the committee individually. So it's likely already pretty clear what's going to come up given the individual conversations that she's already had with these many individuals on the committee.
Now, the Senate is evenly split, so this could be a very contentious process. I know over the weekend there was a lot of pushback, if you will. What can we expect to hear from both sides?
So many Democrats will likely tout her long record of experience, both in district court as well as on the DC circuit. And this is kind of a little bit of a double-edged sword, is when you have experienced judges like this appointed to the court, it gives a lot of places for the other side, in this case Republicans, to look at their record, given she's issued a number of opinions and presided over a number of trials. And so it's already been telegraphed that Josh Hawley, among others, might bring up some alleged kind of leniency in her sentencing, as well as her work with the U.S. Sentencing Commission now about a decade ago. And so we're likely to see, that long record is kind of both a benefit because she has this, vast experience in the federal court system, but that also means that there's a lot to point to, a lot to look at, a lot to second guess. And also, of course, there are standard hypotheticals that she'll be pressed on by Republicans about how she might rule on various challenges to Biden administration plans, among many other things.
Okay, and she was confirmed by the Senate 3 previous times. Do you have any idea of what types of questions she might be facing?
Right. So last year, there were a number of questions about kind of her endorsement by some groups that supported enlarging the court that she didn't that many Republicans didn't feel she satisfactorily answered. But the fact that she's been confirmed with bipartisan support before likely means that while this won't necessarily be smooth sailing, that she'll make it through this process. The question is kind of just how kind of controversial or how adversarial these hearings get. But it seems likely that she'll be able to make it out.
And should we, I shouldn't say should we, but should Democrats be worried she might not get confirmed? Is that even a possibility?
Anything can happen, but of course, Democrats have all voiced support for her so far. And a number of Republicans have said they're open to voting for her. And all she needs, is a simple majority, given the precedent set originally with the confirmation of Gorsuch back in 2017. And so as long as the Democrats hold together, she'll be confirmed. Democrats aren't necessarily trying to rush this process. They're taking their time, so there'll be these hearings this week. But it likely will set up a vote in early April to confirm her. A big question is really how many Republicans join on board. She had 3 join last year when she was nominated to the DC circuit. I don't know if those same 3 will join. We might see a few more or a few less. But it seems like a pretty sure thing, assuming there's no large surprises that would come out in the hearings this week, which seems unlikely given her record before the Senate and previous confirmations.
Okay, I know you talked briefly about what's going to happen this week, at least what we can expect. What's the next step after this week? So what comes next week?
Right. So next week, there are other things going on in the Senate and in the world, so they might be a little bit of a break. The timeline I think I've seen telegraphed from Democrats is setting up a final vote before the full Senate. Not until early April, though, is Democrats want to give this process time, and be viewed as legitimate. And so they don't want to rush this or face accusations from Republicans that they're kind of cramming this through. So they haven't fully set out a hard deadline or a hard schedule past this week. Because likely, how kind of controversial this might be or whether additional time is needed will be entirely dependent on how the hearings go this week and whether Republicans actually, do engage in some of these kind of more adversarial attacks that they've telegraphed through social media in the past week.
All right. Stephen Goggin for us this morning. Thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you.